So if you're here and you're watching this video, you want to see Santa Fortuna fibre wire only. So I recorded this about 2 months ago now, and it was part of a big video that I did, fibre wire only from the ICA facility all the way to New York. And because of that, there's going to be footage in this video clip that's from an update or two ago, where, for example, the suspicion meter was white instead of yellow. So if you notice any small things like that, that's what's going on. But yeah, I actually enjoyed this route that I made. It was fairly straightforward, but I did like the idea of how I managed to navigate around the 3 key areas. You've got Andrea in her office, you've got Rico in the mansion, you've got Jorge in the drug fields. So I thought I managed to navigate the 3 areas quite well, and the only criticism I have as far as how I did route this is I do wish I'd been more efficient in regards to Rico. I believe I could have left his kill just a little bit longer, dealt with Jorge, then come back to him. But you'll see what I mean shortly. Andrea, on the other hand, she was very simple. She was probably the easiest one to work out, so I don't think there's much more I could have done with that. As far as this level goes, though, I was anticipating something a lot more difficult, so I'm curious what you're thinking going into this as well. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, first things first. We're going to pick up a briefcase I've smuggled in. Inside is a karma. I've also bought the Krugermeyer with me, fibre wire, and I believe I bought coins with me. Yes, I did. I just had to remember that. So the idea is we're going to throw a coin into the little briefing room where Andrea goes with her assistant. The idea is the assistant will go to investigate the coin up the corner of the room, which is sort of a blind spot for Andrea, and because of that we're going to use the karma on her. Once the karma has been used on the assistant, we can go in there and fibre wire her. It sounds quite strange, that, because you think, ooh, what happens if she catches you? Simply put, we're just going to be fast. So as you can see, I've got the karma out of the briefcase, I've got the coin equipped, Andrea and her assistant are just coming in, I'm already aiming the coin, nice easy throw, Andrea and the assistant both turn around. So just wait till she sends the assistant up the corner, aim your shot, takes a bit of time, try and get it before she bends over, otherwise then you've got a high risk of missing. As soon as she's been shot, you can walk in. So it does come across all bad, like, ooh, red X is for the Silent Assassin rank and all that lot. Don't worry, as soon as she's fibre wired and killed, it goes back to green. Dump her out the window and then make your way through it yourself, that way you won't be seen. Don't forget that karma shots, even now with the current state of the game where accidental knockouts have been sort of repatched a little bit before being repatched again, I'm guessing. It's very hard to work out what's happening with accidental knockouts, but the one thing that is consistent right now, you can still use karma shots. So that's the one thing, don't worry about them. So we're going to take out the surveillance while we're here, so very small hitbox, but even with the Krugermeyer you can manage to take that out, no issues. The guard who came into the room and found the assistant's body was the one posted here, so we can just make our way over the wall and towards the town of Santa Fortuna. So next thing on the to-do list, we're going to go towards Rico and the mansion, but we need to stop off somewhere first. What we need to do is get a meaty bone. So we are going to go and use the hippo opportunity, but to be honest it's too good an opportunity not to use. So we go up this little set of stairs here, into this hut here, and on the table is a meaty bone. Nice and simple. It's much easier getting that than going into the mansion, going into the kitchen area and grabbing one from there. So trust me, you won't grab that one. There is an alternate way where you could actually, before you do this, unlock the meaty bone by knocking out the carnivore or the cannibal or whoever he is, and the meat eater. There's some guy who you can knock out. You've got to knock him in the water into the piranhas and you unlock the meaty bone. I wouldn't do that myself because it takes away a smuggle option. So for instance, you wouldn't be able to use the karma on the assistant, or you wouldn't be able to use the coins to get the assistant up the corner. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't need coins, I can use the briefcase, or I can use a wrench or a crowbar, they don't work as reliably. I did try, so my advice would be stick to the coins and the fibre wire and the karma. It's quite a strange setup when you look at it like that, but yeah, it's the most efficient is what I've found anyway. So as you've seen, we've shot the log, we're going across here and we're climbing up. So there's nothing too revolutionary about this route. It's pretty straightforward as far as what we're going to do. We're just going to go into the hippo enclosure, we're going to throw the meaty bone into the actual hippo enclosure. And as soon as the hippo wrangler comes in, he's going to tell Rico about it, and the opportunity sets itself up. Whilst he's away, we'll knock out the guard. Pretty simple. So, I'm actually in good time at this point. The hippo wrangler hasn't returned, so what we're going to do is we're going to just free aim the meaty bone into the hippo enclosure. Nothing fancy, but it does mean that as soon as the hippo wrangler's down here, the opportunity's already set up. So we're not waiting, say, 2 minutes whilst he's circling his route. So that was fairly good timing, I would say. I'll admit that guy was a bit puzzled though why a meaty bone had just flown over his head. It would have been interesting if he'd, you know, sort of followed where it had come from, and I'd have to deal with that, but I'm quite grateful that didn't happen. So as you can see, the hippo wrangler looks quite pleased. He's going to tell Rico. He turns around. As soon as he's turned around and he goes up the stairs, the guard will go back towards the hippo enclosure itself. At that point we're going to subdue him. So it's fairly predictable, fairly self-explanatory. And the thing is, once I've done this, I'm not going to go straight to Jorge. I wish I did, because I believe I had enough time, but I didn't. So instead, I'm going to knock this guy out, hide the body, and then I'll wait here. So for your sake, I'm going to skip the bit where I wait. So I'll be back in game time in about 2 minutes. So see you then. Here he comes, Rico. He's pretty happy that Mio is eating? Whatever. So the point is, he's going to just have a little joke about killing the hippo wrangler, ha 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 ha, you know, and all that lot. And essentially, as soon as this guy's back turned, we're going fibre wire him. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory this. I'm just talking for the sake of talking at this point. So we're just waiting. I could have skipped a little bit more, but I do like just having the idea of 47 lurking, and he's like, ooh, I'm gonna get you. But yeah. So yeah, let that guy go away. We're going to sneak up behind Rico, and as soon as that guy's turned past the top of the steps, garrot. Nice and simple. We can even dump him and feed him to Mio. Nice and simple does it. Now, the one difficulty about this, using this sort of opportunity, is the fact that we've got to get past these guards twice. I think it's part of the reason I didn't do the Jorge kill in between, because they could prove to be a pain. So I am glad in a way I didn't do it. I think I could have afforded to try it, but I'm glad I didn't, just for the ease of getting around. I mean, it's the clock that does it. I look at it and I think 8 minutes 20, I do wish that I had managed to just get between them and actually be on my way to an exit by now, but these things can't be helped. So we're just going to hug the wall, make sure that none of the guards nearby can actually see me. If you look at the guard just up here, he could have got a glimpse if he'd just been looking this way. So yeah, we're just carrying on hugging the wall. A few passers-by around here, but they aren't too bothered if you're fast. We're just going to circle around this guard here, make sure he doesn't get a glimpse of us, and around these boxes before any of the guards near the pool area. I think it's a pool area, see it. Maybe it's the bar. Anyway, we're in the drug fields now. We're going to go left here if we don't get glitched out on a wall. We're going to turn the air conditioning off here, or whatever that thing is. The pilot is going to come out. We're going to knock him out with, well, I used the Karma, but really you could have used anything. This sort of makes me regret that I didn't use something else, because for instance, with those guards by the hippo enclosure, I could use the Karma on one and then knock the other out. So I had options, and that's what's irritating me more, that I was a bit, I wouldn't say lazy, but I didn't make the best use of my time. So yeah, put it like this, would you have taken that risk and tried to use the Karma on the two guards? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, we knocked the pilot out. We're going to dump him in the crate, and we've got a little wait this time. I wouldn't say it's a long wait, but yeah, we've got a few minutes. The idea is he's just coming into the hut. I'm going to use the key on the door just so I haven't got to worry about going in, and I'm going to place a coin on the ground. So there we go. The idea is that Rico's going to come into the house, or the hut, or whatever we're calling it. and he's going to come towards the window on this side first. So he'll turn around, then he'll see the coin, and then he'll go to investigate the coin. I had a bit of a heart-in-mouth moment when this was happening, because as you're going to see, I've got an apricot in my hand ready to throw it to distract this guard. The problem that happens with all this is that Rico turns around, he sees the coin, and I instinctively throw the apricot. What I didn't take into account was that apricots aren't like coins. Yes, they are distractions, but apricots also cause a slower reaction. So whereas a coin, you'll instinctively turn around and go, ooh, what was that? With apricots, as you'll see, they tend to look at where it came from. So I was stuck for a moment because he was like, yeah, I need to see what's here, where it was thrown from first before actually going to see what the noise was. I was quite fortunate because just as I got on the hut, Jorge turned around and I was still able to fibre wire him before he got in the window, and if he'd have gone near the window, I wouldn't have been able to fibre wire him. So that was probably a clutch kill. I don't think I could have left that any later. So I'm quite pleased how that ended up. Anyway, Coconut Nand, we're going to throw that just to turn the guard around again. He will turn around a bit quicker this time because it's the second noise he's heard, and we're just going to circle around the hut. So, pretty simple here, we're just going to use cover to get to the helicopter and make our way to the exit. So, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more Hitman 2 videos, and I'll be back soon with Mumbai 5-wire only. Until then, this has been Josh from JJ's Productions. Bye for now, folks.
Ya, pero es que yo no estoy disponible para quedarme aquí todo.